What's up, people? This is Mr. UV, aka Mr. Ultraviolet, and as you can see, the title, the thumbnail, we're going to be going ahead and pulling on our first legendary banner. Okay, it's the first one. This is what we've been saving up for. I should have more diamonds than this, but that's neither here or there. You can go ahead and buy them if you want. I'm pretty much saving from this point on. Okay, so these are the two units right here. You do have a chance of picking one of the other. All right, so Shaman, we'll look at his stats first. As you can see, it's the same stats as Mute. Hundreds all around. Then he has a second form, which is the Sky form. This one's more defense. The Sky form is more attack. The Sky form also has better stats because it does more damage, faster speed. It is a little lower on defense though. All right, so this is the next unit that you do have a chance of getting. He's an attack type, but he also can play the role of a pseudo tank. That's basically because of one of his skills, which allows him to absorb damage. All right, so we'll cover the skills a little bit later on in the video, but right now we're just about to go ahead and get into it and the pulling. Now I will say this: it does take 20,000 diamonds to actually pull one of the units. Okay, now out of that chance of pulling one of the units until you get to that 8th or 7th pull, you have a chance of getting any of these items right here and any of the units that's actually in the game at the moment of me recording the video. You just seen the list right there. So pretty much the same units you can get from any banner, but the items you can see, you can get the legendary universal shards, the basic common ones. This breakthrough is going to be good to help jump them up a couple levels, and pretty much you can get actually shards of the S plus as well. Okay, so this right here just shows a quick description of the unit. It shows us their base stats, the same that's in the Pokedex or whatever. But yeah, this unit right here, he is a dual type, so it's steel and dragon, and then Shaman is grass and flying. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm pretty much gonna be trying to pull for Shaman. That's who I'm pretty much going for. As you could tell from the picture or whatever. So that's who we're going for right there. Yeah, so I will say this: it does, like I said, it takes 20,000 diamonds to actually pull them. All right, it is a little bit less. It's like 19 and some change to actually the exact number, but it's better to go ahead and do it with 20,000. Another disclaimer: when you're doing these legendary pulls, make sure you have the full amount required to pull them before you start pulling, because if you do like 4 here and then 3 on the next day, I don't think that those count. It has to be 8 consecutively. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and warm up with these regular banners right here, see what we get, because we can have a chance of getting duplicates of some of the other units on the legendary banner. So we're gonna rush through these. It really doesn't even matter. Nothing really good. Maybe we can get some duplicates for some S's that I'm actually looking for. All right, I also do want to get a copy of Zapdos. That's who I'm actually looking for, but pretty much didn't get what I want. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the legendary pulls. Okay, let's see what we get. Remember, it's gonna take 8 pulls, 8 multis, a total of 20k. All right, so that's the S rank unit that we end up getting. I already had a copy of him, and as you can see, we did get these chests right here that allows you to pick what S shard you want. So you can either choose one or the other, or you can choose to unlock one unit and then maybe get shards for the other one. As you can see in the background, they do show a little shadow silhouette preview of the unit that you're gonna unlock when you do the pull. Okay, so it's a little sneak peek or preview. All right, so we're getting pretty much good stuff. That's 3 of those chests right there. All right. This is a new unit. Even though he's a new S unit, I will not be using him. I have no use for him. I am going for a specific team, actually. Okay, so we're just going ahead and right on another new unit. I'm getting a lot of new units. I don't know, when you do these legendary banners, they prioritize giving you new units over repeats, but pretty much everyone I've got so far has been new. Okay, Zapdos. This is somebody that I'm actually wanting to get. I need to get as many copies as possible of this guy to get to build my team for my next S Plus unit, which is Zekrom or something like that. But yeah, we'll do a video on him in the future when his banner comes. He actually is a draw. Also, we got Scyther. I did not have him. He's actually one of the best attack S units in the game, and he has longevity. So basically, he's good all the way into the late game, end game. He also will get a Mega Evolution. All right, so we got a little bit more of these S. Ooh, Raikou. I did not have him as well. All right, so I'm pretty much just getting a whole bunch of people that I didn't have, which is really good, and getting a lot of these shards. The universal and the common ones are both good. The chest, I'm hoping that if I hold on to the chest in the future, it'll populate with more S Plus units. Like right now, it only gonna have those two. I'm hoping when the next S Plus banner comes out, they will also have shards in those chests. So I'm probably gonna sit on them no matter how many I get, just to see if I can, you know, use them for other S Pluses other than these two. So let's get into the next pool. Okay, this is the final one. This one right here is where I have a choice to unlock my I can pick which one I want, what S Plus that I want. All right, so it showed me a silhouette of one of them, the steeled one. All right, so we did also get a S unit as well with some perfect IVs, so that's real good. Heracross, I will not be using this guy, but pretty much like I said, you get S units as well as S Plus when you do the any multi. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the S Plus that we're gonna go ahead and pick from. I'm gonna roll with Shaman, the one on the left. Both of these units are actually great. They're good units, but basically I want to have a healer on my team that also offers support, you know, increasing damage, defense, and he also does have an attack form, so he can dish out relatively a decent amount of damage. Okay, so my IVs is looking pretty good, not too bad. I'll increase that later on, and these are the full prizes that I actually got. Okay, all of these are useful, like I said, especially the common shards, because you could be able to fuse them together and potentially add an extra star to an S Plus unit. So basically, like I said, I only have 6,000 diamonds left. I will not be pulling any more. If I did have a few more diamonds, I would, because like I said, it takes 8 pulls, but the exact number is actually 75. So on your 8th pull, it only uses 5 of those to actually get enough to guarantee a S Plus. So when you do, like say I had enough to do another 8, it will only take 7 pulls that time. So actually, because it's only taking 75 for each one. Okay, so basically, if I had a couple more diamonds, I would pull. I don't. So we're gonna go ahead and just leave. These are the units that you do have a choice from. Like I said, you have another chance in a month for the same type of event. In 24 days, which is 2 weeks from now, you will have a chance to get another S Plus from a different event. So we'll go ahead and collect these little bonuses right here real quick. And then after that, we'll go ahead and look at the moves. All right, so let's go ahead and collect these and then skip past that real quick. All right, so as you can see, it's 2 forms. We already covered the stats of those, and let's get into a skill. So on this basically he just hits a single target, and he does increase his own special and physical defense. All right, so on this normal or special, small move, whatever, basically he can dispel 2 negative effects for a unit that's in the same line as him, as well as he does heal for 80% of his attack. So basically attack somebody and he'll heal supposedly the weakest unit for 80% of his attack. Now in his ultimate, his lethal skill, basically he hits for 500% of his attack and 360% damage. He does special damage. All right, so when he does that, he attacks, and then he will heal 4 units, so every unit but 1 on your team, and in a chain. So he'll heal the first one, and then the second one will heal 70% of the amount that he healed the first one, and then the third one will heal 70% of the amount of the second one, and so on and so on, all the way into 4. It will be 70% of the last. So the last person will get the least amount of HP. But here's the extra part. This Grateful Heart ability he gives 2 units on your team death immunity. All right. So if they take lethal damage and they die, they won't die. They'll stay alive, and then they'll heal for 50% of his attack, Shaman's attack. All right, which isn't really a lot. It's pretty much like one shot right after that. Maybe even a normal. I'll be able to kill him, but it keeps him in the game long enough for maybe if you have another healer, or if you're running someone like Ho-Oh that can grant them an egg, or if you have them on the front line, that's another turn they can take damage to keep your back line alive. Okay, his passive, basically the first and third round of the game, he's in this form that you choose. The 4th and 6th, he would transform into the opposite form. So if you got him in defense form, he'll transform into the attack form. All right, and then vice versa. So after he goes into, let's say he starts land form, then goes to attack, he will transform back to a land form after the attack form, depending on how long the match goes. So it alternates back and forth. Okay, now also he has a different passive. Basically, he just blocks 10% for the front line and 20% for the back line if they get hit by an ability that attacks the line. All right, so that's pretty much like Mewtwo special or Ho-Oh special. They hit the front and the back, they'll get damage reduction, as well as he does place down like a flower that you'll see when you play him. He places down a flower in front of the whole team, in between the enemy and the ally team, and basically every turn that they take, they will heal for 80% of his attack. Excuse me, for his attack. So really, the heals aren't too big when you first start off. Of course, the more stars you put in them, the higher it'll go. All right. So this is a good unit. Remember, he's not there to do damage, but in this form right here, he can do decent amount of damages because he has higher base stats. Okay, like I said, his basic is pretty much the same. His special is different, ultimate is different. His passive is half different, half the same. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at his ultimate first. Lethal skill. Basically, he attacks for 330% of special attack plus 180 special damage. When he does fire this off, he will restore your enemies HP for a certain amount of percentage of the damage that he dishes out, as well as he will put down those flowers that he did from the first one. So let's say you use your ultimate in land form on turn 1, between turn 1 and turn 3, and then he transforms on turn 4. If you ultimate again in between that same time, that turn 4, turn 6, where he's still in sky form, he does have another chance to put down those flowers that grants death immunity. So really, if you can ultimate 2 times within one match, you can have your whole team covered in those death immunity flowers. All right, so that is a great passive ability or ultimate ability. Now his passive, like I said, some of it's the same, some of it's different. The second part is pretty much what changes. Basically, for the first 3 rounds of the game, the first 2 rounds of the game, he will increase his own special and his own attack, and he also increases 3 of your fastest allies. All right, he increases their attack and he increases their crit rate. All right, so your first turn, 3 of your first attacking allies, so your fastest 3 allies, they will have their attack and crit rate increased. All right, so increasing his own attack, he's increasing your 3 fastest allies attack as well as their crit rate. All right, now both of these units, both forms are pretty good. Like I said, you can choose to put him in the front or back. Mine will go in the back just because of what he offers. This is the team I will be running, but I will pretty much use him in his sky form first, other than his land form. Now, the way that it works, you do have to buy the land form for 800 diamonds the first time, but after that, you can switch and alternate it for free. So that is a little, second thing that comes with it. But that's all I got for you today. See you in the next one.